raining all day long.
I take that right now. It's snowing over here.
Oh, it's snowing.
Yeah.
So it's be freezing cold this year in America, right?
Well, America is too big to say that. In Florida,
Hmm.
it's still like very hot. Probably like
Yeah, but I watched some news on TV that there's big snow in some areas, right?
yeah. Well, we had really cold weather. We had I think in Celsius that you guys use, I think it was like -40 at some points.
Wow, wow.
Super cold.
So the area that close to Canada.
Um, it was actually the parts of like Chicago and like the Midwest that got the worst. It was really bad. New York, we probably hit like -36, but Chicago was like
Oh,
maybe
wow.
-45 maybe. And then the wind chill
That
was,
cold.
oh yeah, and then the wind chill was crazy. The wind chill is like from the wind, it makes it even colder.
Hmm.
I think they said it felt like -60 or something.
Oh my God.
They canceled work for a lot of people over there.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, a lot better right now.
Yeah. It's getting warmer and warmer.
Yeah,
Spring is coming.
right now it's maybe 0.
Hmm.
But all right, so today we're going to be talking about food on the West Coast. It's completely
Yeah,
unrelated,
good.
but so for the warm up, we're going to talk about salad. So, do you like
Salad. Oh.
yeah, so for the first for the warm up, next to the next in that picture, you could see a picture of a salad that's typical of the
Yeah.
West Coast.
Hmm.
So what do you usually like in your salad?
Usually we just put some vegetables or potatoes, something like that in salad.
Yep.
Not always seafood.
Have you ever heard of avocado?
Nope.
You might have seen it before. I'll show you.
Hmm.
This is an avocado.
Ah, okay. Got it.
So in the salad, the green part is the avocado. Avocado is
Ah.
a it's an ingredient from Mexico. So it's very common to see it in California. So it'll be in a lot of the California cuisine.
Hmm.
Okay, let's go
Yeah.
on to the.
So in China, food is always the first topic.
Oh, food is always the first topic in China.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
China is
definitely.
famous for our food. Yeah.
Shanghai, I think, has the famous. I think they're famous for their dumplings, right? Is it the dumplings or?
Yeah, we call it 小笼包.
Oh yeah, they have soup in it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
with meat. Yes, it's very, very popular and very famous as well.
So,
But actually, in China, all over China, you'd better watch that uh, documentary. It is called A Bite of China.
oh yeah, I would definitely like to see that.
Yeah, that's very, very great. It has several seasons, and the first season is the best one. Yeah, it is called A Bite of China.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
documentary. It is a documentary.
So I've had those dumplings before over here in New York. They made a version.
Ah.
But
But
every
if you come to Shanghai, it may be better than those ones because
probably
it's local.
probably
Yeah.
right. But every time I bite into the dumplings with the soup, I like the soup is so hot and then it like goes
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah, 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 yeah. And actually, in Shanghai, we have that traditional ones just in smaller size, and some kind of restaurant they just sell bigger ones.
Oh wow.
Then like yeah, yeah. Then you need to make a hole on top of that, and you get a straw.
Oh, and you have
You
to
get a
like
straw, and yeah, you get soup first. Then you eat the rest of it.
oh, that makes sense.
Hmm.
Okay, let's go on to the reading. So once you're ready, you can read it.
Okay. Okay, I think I'm ready to read the first part, right?
Yep.
Let me see. America has much more variety of food
Oh,
than people think. Is that the first part?
why is mine different? 1 second.
Okay.
Oops. I'm sorry. I'm talking about avocado and stuff. I thought we were doing Western food.
Okay, so here is food in the Northeast, right? You sent me that PDF.
Oop, that.
Northeast food.
Yep, that's embarrassing.
So we need to get another one, right?
Yes, I'm gonna go get that. I'm sorry about that. Um, the
It's
north.
okay.
So the Northeast food, in comparison to, um, the Western food, Northeastern
Mm-hmm.
food has a lot more seafood. Um,
Yeah,
um,
Boston lobsters, right?
yeah, lobsters.
In Boston.
Yeah, it's like Boston, New York, all of New England. New England is referred to that upper northeast part. Like Maine has a lot of lobster.
Oh,
Okay, you could start reading, and then I'll try to listen for right now. I'm gonna find it though.
okay. The Northeast, the food in Northeast, right?
Yeah,
Okay. America has much more variety of food than people think. Americans don't just eat burgers, fries, and shakes. In fact, the food enjoyed can vary depending on where in America it is. The country can be divided into five broad regions: Northeast, Midwest, South, Southwest, and West.
yeah, nice job. Um, and then what are the vocab words? It's just the regions, right?
Region, just the word region. Yep, area.
Yep,
I got that.
and it
One.
means area. So they're parts of the United States.
Yeah.
Okay, when you're ready, you can go on to the next reading.
Okay. And the second part is okay. The Northeast is known for its seafood, like the lobster roll in New England. It is a sandwich filled with cooked and chilled lobster meat mixed with mayonnaise.
Yep.
Mayonnaise?
So typically Americans will just chop that word and they'll just say mayo. It's easier.
Mayo, okay. Or butter. New York is known for its classic New York style pizza: hand tossed crust, thick and fluffy at the edges and thin at the center, topped with rich mozzarella
Yeah, nice job. It's the type of
cheese.
cheese.
Okay, and tomato sauce. It's common to see New Yorkers folding their white floppy pizza slices in half and eating it like a sandwich.
Yeah, nice job. Nice job. So New Yorkers like to take their pizza and fold it in half. You could see the top pictures in the bubbles, the small circles.
Mm-hmm.
They're holding their pizza
Mm-hmm.
like a typical New York style. Um,
Ah. Mm-hmm.
and me personally, I don't eat it like that. I'm a New Yorker, but
Okay.
I don't do it that like that. My friends make fun of me for it.
Okay. So you usually just use your hand. You use your fingers to eat a sandwich, right? Not just use knife and fork.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's called
Got
finger
it.
food in America. Like we call it finger
Mm-hmm.
food. Anything you eat with your hands.
Got
So
it.
the vocab word we have is chilled. So chilled
Mm-hmm.
lobster meat with mayo and butter. So it means that the lobster is chill. It's cold. Um, moderately cold, not too cold. And then we
Okay.
have the
Got
word
it.
classic, which is like traditional,
Mm-hmm.
popular for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
Mm-hmm.
classic New York pizza. It's been around for a long time. And then the other
Mm-hmm.
word we have is fluffy.
Yep.
I always have trouble explaining this. Do you know what fluffy means?
I saw the explanation being light and soft or airy.
Yeah. So let me show you fluffy is like you ever make a cake?
No, never tried making them, but I saw my workmates, they just make different kinds of cakes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna show you. Okay, you see this cake?
Yeah, got it.
So you can imagine how that's like light. Like they incorporate a lot of air in it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So compare that to this. That do,
Mhm.
that doesn't have a lot of air in it. So that's
Yeah,
the that's
got
the
it.
that's the opposite of fluffy. That's called
Ah,
so that's dense. We have,
okay, got it.
dense is
Dense and fluffy, right?
yeah, so dense is the opposite. It's not light and fluffy. It's very rich. Have you ever heard of
Mm.
cheesecake or brownies?
Yeah, cheesecake. Yeah, brownies. Yeah,
Those both are really dense.
yeah, they're heavy. Yeah, if you hold it.
Yeah. Okay, let's go on to the next reading.
Okay, and the last part is Pennsylvania is not just known for its beef specialties like the Philly cheesesteak and the pepper pot, but also its sweet treats like water ice, soft pretzels, and the souffle pie.
Yep.
The Philly cheesesteak is a Philadelphia icon, a thinly sliced steak cooked with onions and peppers, topped with melted cheese served on the roll. Pat's King of Steaks and the Geno's Steak are two of the most famous Philadelphia establishments that serve Philly cheesecakes, steaks, sorry, cheesesteaks.
Yep. So Pennsylvania is basically known for these beef specialties because Pennsylvania is not near the coast. It's a little more
Mm-hmm.
inland, so it's gonna have more meat specialties other than seafood. Um,
Ah, yeah. Mm, got it.
so specialty means like something that a place does really well. So Shanghai, for example, their specialty might be dumplings. They might have other ones too. Um, and so the specialty is like you could also refer to it as other things other than food. The doctor has a
Mm-hmm.
specialty in internal medicine, so this doctor specializes. This is what he's best at.
Mm-hmm.
The
Got it.
medicine that goes
Mm-hmm.
inside of you. Um, and then the second word we have is icon. Do you know what the Statue of Liberty is?
Yeah.
So that's like an icon of New York. It's like the symbol of New York.
Yes. Yes. In lots of movies, the
Yep.
Statue of Liberty just appears. That shows up.
Yeah, very common. And then the other word we have is establishment. So establishment is like you see the picture next to the reading. It's an establishment. It's a building, a business.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
it's like a building or a private or a public place that you use for a purpose.
Okay. Got it.
All right, let's go on to the comprehension.
Okay. And the true or false part. A. Americans just eat burgers, fries, and shakes. False.
False.
That's many different kinds of food, right? Because
Yep.
people is from all over the world. And then it's B. New England is known for its lobster roll. I think it's true.
True.
And C. America has five regions: northeast, northwest. I think it's not northwest.
Should be
It's
Midwest. Yep.
Midwest. Yeah, Midwest.
Good job.
Fourth. And yeah, so it's D. The northeast is known for its seafood. Yes, definitely. And E. Pennsylvania is known for its bean specialties. No, beef.
Beef. Yep.
Then it's F. New York is known for its classic New York style pasta. It should be pizza.
Pizza. Yep.
G. The Philly cheesesteak is a Philadelphia icon. Yeah, it's true.
True. And then now for the other comprehension.
Okay, yeah. Multiple choice. Number one, he is a music icon.
Yep.
And number two, I took the chilled drink out of the freezer.
Chilled. Yep.
And then three, her establishment.
Yeah, like her building.
So I made merchandise. And number four, the children played in that region of the park.
Yep.
And number five, their pasta specialty
Specialty, yeah.
is very popular. And how were the pancakes? Think they were warm and fluffy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, same tense. So how were they were.
yeah, they were. Yeah,
And now for the
they were warm and.
discussion. So is
Mm-hmm.
it important to have different kinds of foods and why?
Yeah, of course, because for Chinese people, we like to try different kinds of food. And as you know, in ancient China, when the emperor they held a big ceremony, they called it especially in Qing Dynasty, we call it a big feast. It is called in Chinese 满汉全席.
Hmm.
So Man and Han are both ethnic groups in China, and the Qing dynasty, though that dynasty, the governors they were almost all um, from ethnic group Manzu, okay, Man ethnic group, and most of the people in China is Han.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so that big feast was called 满汉全席. That means it's a combination of the food from different ethnic groups.
Okay, yeah. I think that a lot of food it means that you could be healthier, more variety.
Yeah,
And then number two. So do different parts of the country specialize in different types of food?
yeah, definitely. If you go to the western part of China, you will see the food is getting spicier and spicier.
Oh, really? Yeah. Towards
Yeah,
India, right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Um, yeah, same with America. So I was talking about Western food in the beginning. so
Yeah.
so Western food like California, Oregon, and Washington up there, those states. You're more to find seafood and avocado, a Mexican influence, other than the
Mm-hmm.
Northeast, which is seafood. So number three, have you ever had American food and how was it?
Yeah, but in my mind, I just think American food. In my mind, it's just like pizza, like salad, because I stayed in Vermont for about 5 months
Yeah, it's
as
gorgeous there.
a on a pro. Yeah, it was on a program, and I stayed with my homestay for almost 5 months, and I went to Bennington.
Oh, I like it there. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just went to almost all the primary schools and middle schools in Bennington.
Okay.
Yeah, and I stayed there, and I figured out most of the teachers in those schools, they usually have salad for lunch. They don't eat too much, and then yeah, and for dinner we usually have that like something like salad or just cooked potatoes. And I sometimes quite from time to time I cooked some Chinese food for them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now number four. What kinds of food do you like and which do you dislike?
For me, I think I prefer some spicy food.
Oh, yeah, me too. I like spicy.
Yeah, I like spicy food, different kinds of spicy food. And in China, we have a kind of way to eat food. It's called hot pot. Have you
Oh,
heard of
yeah.
that? Yeah, in Chinese we call it 火锅, and in English it is called hot pot. And we just put different kinds of food in the boiling water, then take it out and just dip into different kinds of sauces. and usually I prefer the spicy ones, which is good. And what kind of food I dislike? I cannot think of any.
um,
Yeah, I just like trying different kinds of food.
yeah, I I like pizza a lot, and I like lots of international foods. The food that I dislike is sometimes they put anchovies on stuff. Anchovies is like kind of like a sardines. It's like a really
Oh,
a really strong fish that I don't really like. It's too salty for me.
oh, I think of one kind of food that I may maybe not interested in. That is the raw food. Like they put some uh, like kind of Japanese food. Some of the Japanese food, they just eat the raw fish directly.
Oh yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, no, 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 I cannot do that either. Okay, so
Me
I
neither.
cannot eat raw food.
So the
I
raw
only try
food,
to eat food.
like raw food and sushi is fine with me, but like the whole fish, oof.
Yeah, no, 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 no. I like cooked food.
Yeah. Okay, that's all.
Yeah.
So I hope you
Hmm.
enjoyed the lesson. I'm gonna send you the survey,
Yeah,
so
good.
I'll see you next time, all right?
Okay. Yeah, see you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.